had grown up in San Francisco where I was around a lot of murals and other street art, and then living in New York City as well. But later, I moved to India from New York City. I just felt like this real creative vibe happening there, and there's a lot of people doing really cool stuff, but there wasn't a whole lot out here. So I felt like this would be a really great time to be in a place when things were just starting to emerge. I got into the skateboard scene and the graffiti scene because I received my first professional skateboard when I was 12 years old. What I really liked was that Thrasher magazine also just celebrated underground art as well, not just skateboarding. So I got to see graffiti and started to understand or at least recognize underground artists. So that style, grungy, cartoony type of style, I started to take on. David Bowie has played a huge part in my life ever since I was 6 when I first met me, and as I grew up, I started understanding more of how he created his work, you know, what his concepts were about, which then I started creating my art that way too. My art's always got a backstory. It's about storytelling, about concepts.
And this piece behind me is actually called Nature Girl. It's basically saying that women take in nature, but they also give out nature, and they're one with nature. We're gonna go to Bandra, and I'm gonna show you the Pink Lady where I paste her every year.
I created the Pink Lady in 2013. This was after the horrific gang rape that took place in Delhi, and it just took everybody, you know, in this country. It shocked all of us.
I've pasted her for the last few years based on, there was a juvenile that was part of the gang, and he got released after 3 years because at the time that's what the law was. So on that night I pasted it, and I had originally had a speech bubble that said, "Justice, we're coming for it."
Then eventually I created something for Culture Shop, but it was, you know, for me and for everybody else that could like use this as a symbol. She represents the victims, she represents the protesters, but she also just represents our country. And the boom, the knuckle dusters, are the new attitude that we have towards women's safety and women's rights. And so things were starting to change. I was angry. I was really, really angry, just like everybody else. And that's why I feel like my art is something I can use instead of just my anger, because my anger is not going to get anywhere. But I need that anger. I need that fire, you know, to create work, which is how the Pink Lady came about too. I feel like I can't live on this planet thinking that there's this happening, and I really, really want to use my art to do something with it. And my art, I feel, is my weapon. It's my vehicle to make change.